Dynamic grouping allows you to group related dimension values in your data into useful categories. If your data includes values that it might be useful to combine, you can add them all to a group in a new grouped field. For example, the data in this pie chart might make more sense if the subregions in the United States were grouped together. By grouping your data into useful categories, it becomes more manageable, better organized, and ultimately more useful. The grouping interface serves as an easy-to-use alternative to grouping field values using if-then-else syntax in a defined field. Dynamic groups can only be created for non-numeric dimension fields. To create a dynamic group field, right-click the field in the fields tree that has the values that you want to group and select Group Values. The groups that you create result in combined values in a new field. Enter a name for the field that you are creating, which will identify the new field in the field list. You can hold down the Control key while clicking to select multiple values that you want to group, or hold the Shift key to select multiple consecutive values. If you're dealing with a lot of values, it may be easier to create the group first, then search for values to add to it. Select the values that you want to group together and click Group. To add more values, you can navigate to a value that you want to add to the group and then select the group from the Add To menu, or drag them into the group. You can also drag one value onto another to group them. The group will be named based on the order in which the values were selected, then by alphabetical order. You can rename the group by clicking its name and selecting Rename, or by double-clicking the group name. You can remove values from a group by selecting a single value and clicking Ungroup, and break up an entire group by selecting a group and clicking Ungroup. You can disband all groups by clicking Ungroup All. To make a new group containing all ungrouped values, click Show Other. When you're finished, the group appears in the field list where you can add it to your content. You can change the title that appears in the report column title or chart legend by right-clicking the dynamic group in a bucket and pointing to Rename. You can also make changes to the dynamic group by selecting Edit Group Values. This includes the ability to undo the grouping even while it's being used in your content by clicking Ungroup All. As you can see, dynamic grouping can make your data easier to interpret by combining similar values into broader categories.
To learn more, search for TIBCO Web Focus at docs.tibco.com.